Somewhere in the lush wetlands of eastern China, a massive, majestic creature waddles calmly through the mist. It's not a swan, and it's far from your typical farm goose. With a lion-like crown atop its head and a weight that rivals a turkey, this rare breed is capturing attention, not just across Asia, but now, in the West. Meet the Lion-Head Goose, or as it's known locally, Shizhi, a bird that's not only a cultural symbol in its homeland, but also a powerful player in China's booming poultry economy. But what makes this goose so special? And more importantly, could it thrive here in America? In today's documentary, we'll take you deep into the world of the Lion-Head Goose, from its origins in the rural provinces of China to its role in modern-day farming, from its unique biology to its surprising market value, and what all of this means for American farmers, food entrepreneurs, and curious minds alike. Is this the next big thing in sustainable meat production, or just another exotic curiosity? Join us as we explore the care, economics, and potential of the Lion-Head Goose, and discover whether this feathered giant could one day waddle its way onto American soil and onto your plate. Towering over the average goose, with a wingspan that stretches wide and a body weight tipping the scale at over 20 pounds, the Lion-Head Goose is anything but ordinary. Its name comes from its most striking feature, the bulbous crown of flesh that sits prominently on its forehead, resembling the mane of a lion. This fleshy protuberance, called a crown or caruncle, gives the bird an unmistakable look that has made it a symbol of prestige in traditional Chinese culture. Native to the lower Yangtze River Delta, especially Jiangsu and Zhejiang provinces, the Lion-Head Goose, Shizhi in Mandarin, has been bred for centuries not just for meat, but as a status symbol, often kept in ornamental gardens of wealthy families. In Chinese folklore, the Lion-Head Goose represents prosperity, longevity, and loyalty. It's been part of household rituals, seasonal festivals, and even royal banquets. But this goose isn't just for show. With a dense, muscular body and a high fat-to-meat ratio, the Lion-Head Goose is valued not only for its dramatic appearance, but for its rich, flavorful meat, which is often served in high-end restaurants across East Asia. Its slow growth and large frame require special care, but the results are considered gourmet, with a taste somewhere between duck and turkey, but with a fattier, juicier bite. Compared to the average American Toulouse or Emden goose, both commonly raised in the US, the Lion-Head Goose grows larger, has a longer lifespan, and commands a higher price, both live and processed. However, it also requires more space, a warmer climate, and specialized feeding, factors that will play a critical role if it's ever introduced commercially in the US. In 2023, a single adult Lion-Head Goose in China could sell for up to $150 to $200 USD, nearly double the price of a standard commercial goose. And that's just the live bird. Processed meat can fetch even higher prices in the gourmet market. Many people outside of Asia confuse the Lion-Head Goose with other exotic breeds like the Chinese swan goose or the African goose, which are actually descended from Anser cygnoides, the same wild ancestor. However, the Lion-Head Goose is uniquely bred for its exaggerated head growth, massive frame, and ornamental value. In fact, improper crossbreeding or mislabeling has led to many fake Lion-Head geese entering the exotic bird market, especially in Southeast Asia, causing confusion among farmers and breeders alike. So what makes this majestic breed so economically important to Chinese farmers? And how does it fit into China's billion-dollar goose industry, one that feeds not only a nation, but exports to restaurants across the world? To understand its full potential, we need to look deeper into the business, the breeding, and the booming industry behind it. Among barnyard birds, Few demand as much attention or space as the Lion-Head Goose. Towering over most domestic breeds, this goose can reach a body length of up to 1 meter, over 3 feet, and weigh as much as 22 pounds, nearly the size of a Thanksgiving turkey. Its body is built like a tank, deep-chested, broad-shouldered, with muscular thighs and a thick neck that supports its signature lion-like head. What truly sets it apart, however, is the dramatic crown, a fleshy, rounded protuberance that grows more pronounced with age and is more developed in males. It's not just for looks. Breeders in China actually judge the health and pedigree of the goose based on the size and symmetry of this feature. Centuries of selective breeding in China have refined the Lion-Head Goose for specific traits: rapid weight gain, strong bone structure, and the signature crown. Unlike many Western breeds that prioritize egg-laying or feed efficiency, this bird is bred for bulk and prestige. By just 3 months of age, a young Lion-Head Goose can weigh up to 10 to 12 pounds, and with proper care, it can double that by month 6. A staggering growth rate compared to the average Emden or Toulouse. Its feathers are tightly packed and oily, giving it waterproofing for wetland environments, while its legs are short and strong, built to support its impressive bulk. Interestingly, researchers in Chinese agricultural universities have studied the Lion-Head Goose's metabolic efficiency and found that it has a higher protein conversion rate than many traditional breeds, making it particularly efficient for meat production despite its large size. That means more meat per pound of feed, a crucial advantage for small farmers looking to maximize yield. But size comes with trade-offs. The Lion-Head Goose requires larger enclosures, reinforced flooring, and specialized diets rich in calcium and protein to support its rapid growth and avoid skeletal issues, especially in the first 6 months. This isn't a bird you can casually raise in a backyard coop. It demands space, care, and commitment. In colder regions or places with high humidity, the heavy weight and low center of gravity can lead to foot infections or leg fatigue, which is why these geese are usually raised in warmer southern provinces with access to clean water and open paddocks. For U.S. farmers curious about introducing the breed, understanding these physical demands is essential. You'll need dedicated space, targeted nutrition plans, and patience. But for those willing to take the leap, the payoff, both culinary and financial, could be significant. And perhaps most importantly, this goose isn't just brawn. It's also a living symbol of Chinese agricultural heritage, which adds a whole new layer of meaning for those who raise it. Now that we understand how physically unique and demanding the Lion-Head Goose is, the next question is, why is it such a crucial part of China's booming agricultural economy? To answer that, we'll dive into numbers, markets, and the billion-dollar goose industry that supports tens of thousands of farmers across China. Every giant begins as something small, and for the Lion-Head Goose, it starts with an egg nearly 4 inches long and weighing up to 200 grams. The incubation process is crucial, requiring 31 to 33 days of careful temperature and humidity control in specialized hatcheries where staff rotate the eggs several times daily to mimic natural nesting behavior. Once hatched, goslings enter a critical 2-week window where their immune systems are still developing. During this time, they are especially vulnerable to cold, dampness, and bacteria. To support early growth and reduce mortality, farmers use infrared brooding lamps, high-protein starter feeds, and sometimes natural herbal supplements. In well-managed farms, survival rates exceed 95%, a remarkable achievement considering their size and fragility at birth. From week 3 to month 3, the Lion-Head Goose undergoes rapid muscle and skeletal development. This phase is where genetics meet nutrition. The goslings are fed a mix of corn, soybean meal, fish powder, and key minerals, with adjustments based on their weight milestones. Farmers monitor their growth weekly, and by the end of month 3, a healthy gosling should weigh between 10 to 12 pounds, already outsizing most adult geese in North America. Between months 3 and 6, the birds are gradually transitioned to pasture or semi-open barns, where they can walk, forage, and build muscle naturally. This phase is crucial for developing strong legs and preventing joint stress, which is common in large waterfowl if they remain too sedentary. Some farmers even install low ramps or water channels to encourage natural movement and reduce boredom-related aggression among the males. Around 6 to 7 months, the goose reaches market weight, typically between 18 to 22 pounds, depending on sex and breed line. At this point, farmers make a decision: send the bird to market, retain it as a breeder, or cull underperforming birds. The best males, with symmetrical crowns and wide chests, are selected as sires for the next generation. This selection process, passed down over generations, is essential to preserving the breed's premium qualities and remains a vital tradition in Chinese waterfowl farming. If destined for consumption, the Lion-Head Goose is processed in mid-sized facilities with care to maintain meat quality. The meat is leaner than duck but richer than chicken, with darker tones and a texture closer to turkey. The feathers are used in pillows and winter clothing, and the fat is rendered for cooking oil, making nearly every part of the bird valuable. For Chinese holiday meals or banquets, a roasted Lion-Head Goose symbolizes prosperity and celebration, much like turkey at Thanksgiving in the US. From egg to table, the Lion-Head Goose represents a full-circle success that blends heritage, biology, and economic sustainability. But how important is this giant bird to the broader picture of China's modern farming economy? Up next, we explore the billion-dollar ecosystem surrounding the Lion-Head Goose and why it's becoming a quiet giant not only in China, but potentially in global markets as well. To raise a bird that can exceed 20 pounds in just a few months, you don't just feed it, you fuel it. The Lion-Head Goose has one of the most demanding and carefully calibrated diets in the world of poultry. The core of the Lion-Head Goose's diet is a balanced mix of corn, soybean meal, wheat bran, and rice husks, providing a powerful base of energy and protein. Unlike chickens or turkeys, Lion-Head geese are natural grazers. They're often allowed to roam in semi-pasture systems where they eat grass, aquatic plants, and weeds, which improves digestion and enhances flavor. Farmers rotate fields regularly and introduce seasonal greens like amaranth, water spinach, or even sweet potato vines to stimulate the geese's appetite and reduce feed costs. During the first 8 weeks of life, the gosling's feed is enriched with high-protein ingredients, such as fish meal, fermented soybean paste, and bone powder, pushing protein content to as high as 22%. This high-protein phase helps develop the muscle mass that gives the breed its signature broad chest and thick thighs. As the geese age, the protein content is gradually reduced, while energy-dense grains are increased to achieve the ideal fat-to-meat ratio. It's a delicate balance. Too much protein can cause organ stress, while too little can stall growth. Water is just as crucial as food for these birds. Clean, fresh water is essential for drinking, cleaning their nostrils, regulating body temperature, and maintaining feather health. Lion-Head geese require access to moving water, and in traditional Chinese farms, water channels and shallow ponds are integrated into the farm layout not just for welfare, but also to reduce stress-induced weight loss, particularly during hotter months. Farmers even monitor water pH and bacteria levels weekly, a level of care akin to aquaculture. To boost immunity and gut health, many farms supplement the geese's feed with Chinese medicinal herbs like astragalus, garlic extract, and fermented probiotics. These natural additives are believed to reduce the need for antibiotics, which is a growing concern in export markets. In the winter, Feeds are sometimes warm-soaked to prevent digestion issues, and in the summer, birds may be fed cooling fruits like melon rinds or cucumber peels. This combination of modern nutrition and ancient wisdom has been refined over generations of farming. Feeding a lion-head goose isn't cheap. The average bird consumes 5 to 6 pounds of feed per week during its growth peak, which adds up quickly. However, with retail prices ranging from $80 to $120 per bird during peak seasons like Chinese New Year, the return on investment justifies the input as long as the bird reaches its ideal market size. Precision feeding is what turns a gosling into a prize-worthy lion-head goose. But even the best-fed bird needs a well-managed environment to thrive. So what does it take to raise these giants at scale, and how do farmers balance tradition, technology, and care on a commercial level? For most poultry, the conversation ends with the meat. But the lion-head goose tells a different story, one that extends beyond the dinner table, reaching into the realms of culture, commerce, and even diplomacy. In China's culinary world, the lion-head goose is not just another bird, it's a status symbol. The meat is dense, richly flavored, and has a unique texture that chefs say falls somewhere between duck and beef. During wedding banquets, Lunar New Year feasts, and official receptions, dishes made with lion-head goose are often reserved for honored guests. It's a delicacy associated with abundance, luck, and family prosperity. A single roast goose from a top-tier restaurant can fetch $150 to $200, especially when certified as traditionally raised in Guangdong or Guangxi. It's not just about taste, it's about identity, memory, and tradition. Because the lion-head goose is so genetically unique, larger, heavier, and slower to mature than other geese, it's also highly prized for breeding programs. Farms invest in selective breeding, carefully managing inbreeding coefficients and genetic markers to maintain the iconic traits: the crown, the muscle mass, and the mild temperament. A prime breeding male can be valued at several $100s, while fertilized eggs for export or specialty hatcheries are sold at a premium. In regions like Guangdong, Hunan, and Jiangxi, the lion-head goose isn't just livestock, it's cultural heritage. It appears in traditional folktales, local poems, and even regional seals and emblems. In some villages, a goose is gifted during baby showers or weddings as a blessing of loyalty and long life. Annual goose festivals bring together thousands of visitors, boosting rural tourism and turning farms into destinations. It's the equivalent of how Americans celebrate the Thanksgiving turkey, but with even deeper generational roots. While not widely known in the West yet, the lion-head goose has started gaining traction among high-end Asian grocery stores and gourmet restaurants in cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Vancouver. Flash-frozen meat, vacuum-packed goose liver, and even decorative feathers are now exported under special certification, primarily to the Chinese diaspora. As interest in heritage breeds grows globally, the lion-head goose is poised to carve a niche in the luxury poultry market, much like Wagyu did for beef. And so, our journey with the lion-head goose, from the misty wetlands of China to the promising horizons of America, comes to a close. This magnificent bird is more than a marvel of nature. It's a symbol of perseverance, innovation, and big dreams. Through Lee Farm, we hope we've sparked your imagination to see the potential of this feathered giant, from small-scale farms to the finest dining tables, where it can tell a story of heritage and progress. Though the path to bringing the lion-head goose to America's heartland is filled with challenges, we believe that with passion and vision, any dream can take flight. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you, our incredible viewers, for joining Lee Farm until the very last moment of this story. Your support is the spark that fuels our journey. Stick with us, because more exciting, inspiring, and unexpected content is coming your way on Lee Farm. Together, we'll explore new horizons, new stories, and who knows, maybe one day, the Lion-Head Goose will strut its stuff right in your own backyard. See you soon.